first time of today. To dream, believe you are the strength you're all.
And welcome everyone to a very special WWE Celebrity Brawl. It's our 100 sub special, Dave.
You meant to introduce us first, aren't you?
I presume everyone knows who we are from the intro that
Or what if
says
they're
who we
just
are.
tuning in for the first time? Like, they could be like a new viewer and we've completely alienated them.
Well, that's a very good point, Dave, but let's move forward anyway. This is a very special event.
I'm Dave McCracken.
And
I'm
yes,
Dave Who's That a Tappin' McCracken.
he's Dave, the dickhead.
No,
McCracken.
it's Dave Who's That a Tappin' McCracken. That's my new thing. I make something rhyme with my name every week. Have you picked up on that yet?
And I call you a dickhead every week. Haven't you picked up on that yet?
I have, but I'm choosing to ignore it.
Okay then.
Sticks and stones, sticks and stones.
And so this is very special.
Speaking of breaking bones.
This is the return of the Undertaker. He recently
Where did he go?
retired at WrestleMania, Dave.
Wait, he's back from retirement.
He's just come back for one special to help promote our show, Dave.
Well, then he's not retired. That's clearly just a publicity stunt. Then it's like when musicians say, "Oh, we're going on one last world tour," and then they're still rocking in their 80s when they should be dead.
Yeah, that's exactly the same thing that's going on here, Dave. And he's going to go up against the mighty Mike Myers.
The irony is, a man that's looking after dead bodies should be actually dead himself.
How do you figure that, Dave?
Well, he's too old. He's fucking old.
I don't think he's old enough that he should be dead. He's just old enough to retire, Dave.
Yeah, if you're old enough to retire, you're old enough to die. I saw that on a t-shirt once.
I think that's a
In
little
Hawaii.
insensitive, Dave.
In Hawaii.
I mean, the retirement age is 65. I don't think everyone
Yeah,
who's
you're useless
65
then.
should...
Once you can't fucking put into the workforce, but you're off. That's what they do with horses. It's what they should do with people. We could learn a lot from the noble horse.
I don't think that's what they do with horses, Dave.
That is, yeah, once a horse is past his prime, that's out the back and a bullet in the brain. Once they can't mow the lawn, once they're not pulling their weight as a horse.
Dave, just because they're old doesn't mean they stop eating food.
No, it's clearly exactly what happens. They fail their duties as a horse, and what you do as a horse is you should be eating grass. Once they can no longer eat grass, they're essentially just a walking lawnmower. And when they can't do their basic duties anymore, they're off. They're out.
But
The farm life is a
Dave,
harsh life indeed.
They act as a lawnmower because that's their food source. So what do you mean they stop doing their job? They don't stop
Well, that's why
eating until they die.
Yeah, that's why they die. If they're not eating their food source, then they're going to die, aren't they?
But that's not what you said. You said they get taken out the back and shotgunned. So how can it be
because
both?
when they stop eating, they got to put them out of their misery. But who's this fella?
This
He
is
looks a
Mike
little strange.
Myers,
He's carrying
Dave, the horror character.
He's carrying some kind of torch.
He's carrying a lantern by the looks of it.
Yeah, but it's got a light flickering in it, so it's a torch. It's just an upside down one with a handle.
That's what lanterns are. They're light sources. They're oil lamps.
How's that being lit?
By oil in the bottom of the tray.
Oil? That sounds
It's
a
an
little.
oil
That sounds a
lantern,
little
Dave.
dangerous. That seems like a fire hazard.
They are. If you drop them, they catch fire.
Jesus Christ! What the hell is he doing carrying around that thing for then?
Oh, he's a horror character, Dave. Of course he's going to be carrying around something creepy that
You
could
should
be
be carrying
flammable.
around like a knife or an axe or a pumpkin or something. What the fuck
fact-
would you be carrying around a fire hazard like that? We can't afford this place of the insurance if it fucking catches a
Oh,
fire.
he just blew it out so you can settle down.
Thank God for that.
And this is going to be the battle of the horrors, The Undertaker versus Mike Myers, and I don't know who could win this one.
Well, clearly the guy that isn't fucking old. But that is a guy, right? I can't even tell. Was that Michael or Michelle Myers, did you say?
Dave, he's clearly not a woman.
Why is that clear?
Well, for one, he hasn't got boobs, and
So?
he
He's kind of got something poking
clearly
out of there.
doesn't look like a woman.
He doesn't look like a man either.
Well, maybe he doesn't identify as either gender,
He
Dave.
could be transitioning. That's what they call it, right? When you go from like one side to the other, from one side of the fence, and you're saying that you're no longer, like, I can transition into like a sponge. Like if I go from human to sponge, I'm no longer human, I'm a sponge.
Dave, I don't think it works like that at all. You can't just
Well, where
be
do
a
sea
sponge.
sponges come from then?
The sea.
Well, no, they live in the sea, but where do they come from?
What do you mean, Dave? They come from this. They come from.
No, everything has to come from somewhere. Clearly they came from, so like, if we evolved from parasites and bacteria, who's to say a sponge couldn't evolve from us?
We created sponges.
Exactly, because we formed them.
We didn't form them, we just built
We
them.
became sponges.
And that's still not the
That
same
could
thing
be,
as
that could be the final
transitioning.
evolution for all we know. We could go.
Well, it's definitely not
it's a
that.
cyclical process. We go out of the sea, we go from bacteria to walking on land, and we return as sponges.
It doesn't go like that at all, Dave. And that's not the same thing as gender pronouns. You can't just be
I didn't
a
mention
sponge.
What the fuck's a pronoun?
Well, you know, it's
I know what a noun is. What's a pronoun? Is that like a really good noun?
yeah, that's
'Cause
exactly what it is.
It's
Dave.
fucking pro. It's a pronoun.
Anyway, the point stands that you can't just decide that you're going to transition into a sponge, Dave. That's not how it works.
Well, it's fucking
You can-
clearly the decision that he made.
and they're not even transitioning.
It's clearly the decision
so
that
a male,
Caitlin
Dave,
Bruce made.
a male can no, but that's not the same thing.
It is.
A male can transition into a female, but you can't transition.
Can a male transition
You can't
into
transition into
a? Can a
a.
male transition into a female?
Yes, Dave.
So it can go both ways.
Yeah.
Can a
but
male
that-
go to a female and then go from a female to a male?
I imagine that would be hard once you've had the surgery, but if you don't have the surgery, then I imagine
What do you mean?
you
It's like
could.
they just chop it off, right? And they could just keep it in like a jar with like, what do they put it like, you know, pickle juice or something? Just put some pickle juice in there to keep it for a while. Yeah,
They-
so when you need it again, you can just whack it out of the jar and then stick it back on again.
Pretty sure that's not how biology works at all, Dave.
Well, obviously, like, you need some kind of, like, you know, glue for the body, like body glue.
Dave, I mean, it doesn't. You can't just glue it back on. That's not how.
I tell you
That's
what,
how it works.
I tell you what, though, this old fella is, like, you know, doing a pretty good job against this guy in the overalls, girl in the overalls, whatever, this thing in the overalls.
So you'd probably refer to them as a they if you're unsure of their gender, Dave.
Why? You can't be they. That's multiple people. You can be a he or a she. You can't be a they.
Yeah, but that's the whole point, Dave. Is if you don't identify as being a male or female, then they will refer to you as a they instead.
It doesn't make sense.
So,
it's like,
like,
saying
if
you
I-
just
if
like start
I-
referring to people as fucking letters of the
If
alphabet.
I don't
They're like,
identify-
oh, I'm a Z. I'm a B. I'm a D.
There actually is a Z.
What? What?
I can identify as something called a Z, Dave, or
Well, can you identify as a number then?
I believe
Can I
there's
be
even-
a 3? Can I be a number 4?
I believe there's even animal kin, Dave, where people identify as like being part
Now
animal.
that is bullshit. So you're telling me that you can identify as an animal, but I can't identify as a sponge? Or last week
Well,
you
a
said
sponge-
you said I couldn't identify as a cheeseburger.
Because they're not living things, Dave. They don't have personalities.
They were once upon a time. A cheeseburger was once a living thing.
Yeah,
a
so
sea sponge is a living thing.
that's not the same thing as a normal sponge, and it's,
No, sea sponge.
and a cheeseburger is a dead. It's food. It's not. It doesn't have a personality, Dave. It's not like a dog.
Animals don't have personalities.
Of course they do, Dave.
No, they don't. What kind of personality does a mouse have, or a rabbit?
Well, mice are actually really smart. That's why they do the majority of their
No, that's
psychological
why they
testing
perform all
on
the
them.
experiments on them.
Yeah,
they're
because
dumb
they
and
have the
can't
closest
feel
brain
pain.
to us, Dave.
No, they're dumb. That's why they're expendable.
That's not.
It's the
that's
same
not
thing.
how it
It's the
works
same
at all,
thing with
Dave.
monkeys. Like, monkeys are one of the dumbest animals that exist in the animal kingdom.
Well, that's just completely inaccurate.
What's inaccurate about that? If they were so smart, they would have taken over the world already like they did in those movies, but they don't because they're stupid, so they're in zoos and in science labs.
That's not the case at all, Dave. In fact, I'd argue that there are plenty of monkeys that are, in fact, more intelligent than you.
No. I'd be willing to take on any monkey in any form of intelligence test at all. Like, they can even give, like, you know, one of those ID tests. I fucking knock one of those monkeys out of the park with an ID test.
What do you mean by ID test, Dave?
You know those tests where they test your intelligence? The ID tests. That's how they
Dave.
know your identity.
Dave, it's IQ test, and that stands for intelligence quota.
No.
It's got nothing to do with identity.
No. Yeah, that's how you know, like, if you know how smart you are, you know who you are.
That's not the case at all, Dave.
IQ doesn't even make sense.
Of course it makes sense. Intelligent quota. It's the number of
What's
your
the quota?
intelligence.
Why do they need a quota? Why are they trying to reach a certain amount of numbers? Why do they need a certain amount of
Because that's how
intelligence?
they gauge your intelligence. You get a score, and then if you have a certain score and you're above 70, then that's like...
Speaking of numbers, like, you know, I was checking out, like, the thingy the other day where it says, like, how many, like, people are actually, like, watching our show. We're
Yeah.
up to over 100 now.
That's what the whole point of this episode's about, Dave. We're celebrating 100 subscribers to our show.
And it's about damn time as well, I say. I mean, how bloody long did that take? What were they doing? Like, I mean, we've clearly been telling them, like, right from the get-go, subscribe, like, share. It's almost like no one's even listening to us at the moment, Dex.
Well, I think that a lot of people watch our series on many different devices or platforms, and
what's that got to
it
do
doesn't
with it?
always lend itself to easily subscribe or even really be a part of YouTube, Dave.
I mean, like,
I mean, if they're watching it off a link from Reddit and they don't have a YouTube account.
He's down on this guy. And he's off. Well, I mean, personally, I think like 100 is just too damn low a number anyway. Like, it took us this long to get to 100. Why are we not at 100?
Dave, it's only been like...
Why are we not at 100,000? Why are we not at 100 million?
Dave,
why is that bloody dickhead, Pewdie, whatever his name is, at like 10 freaking trillion subs, and all he does is like scream and make noises whilst he like throws up his fucking fists? He goes, bird fist.
Well,
That guy's got 10 million subs.
I think you'll find we're not trying to cater to
This
the market of 12-year-olds.
This audience is bullshit. This whole platform is bullshit. I mean, like, what are we even getting paid for doing this?
We're not getting paid, Dave.
I mean, like, I feel like I still haven't been able to move out of freaking a cardboard box because, like, I keep getting told by Jeff that the check is coming. The check is coming. Well, when's the check coming?
Well, we don't have enough of a viewership for that, Dave. And
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like,
most people, it takes them a couple years to get to 100 subs. So I think
Christ.
I think we're going pretty well. And we're not PewDiePie, sure, but we're also not trying to cater to 12-year-olds that are impressed by a bit of cotton wool flying up
well,
in
why
the air
not?
from
There's
wind.
clearly an untapped market there. Like, what do you have to do to impress the 12-year-olds?
Basically,
I could be a Justin Bieber's.
Basically, you just have to be a retard, which I think you've got down pat, Dave.
I could be Justin Bieber's. Like, I'll like, you know, do
Who's
some
Justin Bieber's?
I'll do some splits and I'll like do all the songs and the high voices and the falsettos. Yeah, I could give them all the Justin Bieber's they want, and we'll get all the young crowd.
I don't think PewDiePie is the same thing as Justin Bieber, Dave.
Who the hell's Justin Bieber?
That's who you're talking about. You just mixed up his name like usual.
Wait, what's going on here? Is the match over?
Yes, the match is over, Dave.
Well, who won?
I was too busy trying to explain the whole entire YouTube platform to you that I missed it.
It wasn't the old man, was it?
No, it was Michael Myers, Dave.
Which one's that? Wait, Austin Powers. When was he in this match?
No, not that
Yeah, I
Mike
love
Myers,
that guy.
Dave.
He's got like a man.
Anyway, Dave, we
yeah,
about
man. Groovy.
we about have to wrap it up now. So once again, we just want to thank our 100 subscribers, and we hope to get the next 100.
Yeah. Hurry up. Give us 200.
And we appreciate all the support that you have been giving us on this endeavor of ours.
And we want more. We want more support.
Please ignore Dave.
More support.
And don't forget to like and
What's the
comment
point
on
in
this
telling
video.
them? They're not even doing it, so what's the point in telling them?